Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bash on the Buttons. I'm your host, CJ Stevens. This was supposed to be week 3 of NES for Pro Wrestling. I was very excited to finally win the title and go after King Puma. Even made this overlay for the show. But unfortunately, I got to start today with somber news. The old NES did not fire up. It was turning on. There was no picture. So had to call an audible. That's why we were a couple minutes late. I was running around like a moron trying to figure out what to do. So before we go any farther in what we are going to play tonight, of course, we just had our poll. And today, of the 4 games that are up next in our block, it was WCW NWO Revenge for Nintendo 64. It was In Your House for Sega Saturn. It was Tag Team Wrestling for the NES. I don't know how that's going to work now. Or it was Royal Rumble for Dreamcast. And to add to the mass confusion before the show started, No Mercy won the poll. So we are going, I'm sorry, not No Mercy, Revenge. WCW NWO Revenge won the poll. I said, okay, we'll just call an audible and we'll play Revenge tonight. And then if I can get the NES fired up, we'll just throw in Pro Wrestling whenever we can. Well, I have 2 copies of WCW NWO Revenge. Neither one of them worked. So another audible was thrown. So instead tonight, we are going to be playing WWF No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. That is what we're doing tonight. Yeah, but you know, it is Friday. Congratulations, everyone. We have made it to the weekend. So once I'm done being distracted, something at work just happened. Give me just a second. Trying to work my way through it. So let's grab our that's empty. Our beverage container. And let's get ready to have a little weekend celebration. Oh, the stupid plastic caps in there. Why? Why is this in there? Hey, do you want to pour a drink and have it take 25 minutes? I do. Oh. Also, we just started getting thunderstorms here in my neck of the woods up here in northern Indiana. I need to get a Fresca. Come on. There we go. Got a Fresca out of the fridge. And since this is a new game, but technically it's not one on our poll, if you're just joining us tonight for the first time, first, cheers. And what we like to do the first week we play the game is I like to turn it on and let me and you all relive our childhood memories. So let's fire it up. For WWF No Mercy. So again, because this is a one-off, just for this week until I can find a working copy of WCW NWO Revenge. That really annoys me that I have 2 copies and neither of them work. I'm not going to look up any of the numbers, so any of the units sold. I'm not going to look up the business part of it. I'm not going to look up what WWF was doing when this game came out. We're just going to sit down, play the game, and enjoy ourselves tonight. I know Efren's upset. He really wanted me to get to Great Puma tonight on Pro Wrestling. And I have no idea why that. Again, it would turn on. Well, there was sometimes like I would turn it on and like the red power light. How is this for a flashback? Is this hitting in the fields right now? I would turn on the Nintendo, or press the power button, I should say, and the power light would not come on. And then I would press reset, and then it did. Why is Dave here?
What are you playing?
My Nintendo stopped working, so we had to call an audible. We're going to play WWF No Mercy for Nintendo 64.
I mean, your Nintendo's what, 40 years old?
Oh, yeah.
Might be time to buy a new one.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Did you blow in it?
I did. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I did.
I just texted you.
Oh, yeah, the spots, yeah.
I never played this game.
Really?
What's it for?
Nintendo 64.
Oh.
So did you play any of these games? Any of the Nintendo 64 games?
I played Raw because I had it.
Yeah, nobody played that on Nintendo. That's a PlayStation game.
I had it on Nintendo 64.
That's stupid.
Then I had WCW NWO versus the World.
That is the worst game we've played so far, and it's not close.
And that's all I had. And then I had In Your House for PlayStation.
See, I have In Your House for Sega Saturn, which we'll be playing in a couple of weeks.
And then, like back in the day, I had WrestleMania for Nintendo.
So here, Dave,
WrestleMania.
Which one?
For Nintendo?
For the 64?
No, for the regular Nintendo.
With Hulk Hogan
on the cover, ripping his shirt.
I think they
would do cartwheels.
I think they did have a WrestleMania. I think they did. I have King of the Ring for the original Nintendo.
Never seen it.
Which is crazy because that wasn't a thing until 1993, and they were still making NES.
The only game on Nintendo I ever played was Pro Wrestling, which you're supposed to be playing right now.
That's true.
And WrestleMania.
That's it?
Yeah. And then Super Nintendo, I played Royal Rumble, Raw is War, which is the greatest wrestling game of all time, except for Luna Vachon was in it, and that was dumb. And I think I played Super Brawl.
Oh, I have that for Super Nintendo.
And that game was not good.
I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard people say it's not good, and then I've also heard people say they loved it.
Not good.
The roster's decent. I'll say that.
And then I didn't own it, but my buddy did. He had a Sega CD.
Okay.
And he had Steel Cage Challenge.
WWF, yeah.
So, and it had like Papa Shango in it and stuff.
It did.
Yeah.
So, Dave, this was one of the first games I can remember that you could buy things not only for your creative wrestler, but for the actual members of the roster too.
What's the game that everybody says is the best game ever for like GameCube?
WrestleMania 18 we've played, and it was okay. I wouldn't go as far as say it's the best game ever.
I don't think it was WrestleMania. I think it was something else.
Because there's WrestleMania 18, WrestleMania 19 was on GameCube. And then there's some like
Legends, like No Mercy or something.
That's this.
Oh.
And then there was some like Legends of Wrestling generic. Aha! You can be the cat. Well, you can wear her stuff anyway. Nice thong.
Yeah, I always wanted Legends of Wrestling, but I never played it.
I have it for PS2. That'll be on the list one day.
So WWF WrestleMania came out in 1989 for the Nintendo. So it had Micro League Wrestling in 87, WrestleMania, which is, I guess that's a WWF game. It has Hulk Hogan on it.
Which one?
Micro League Wrestling?
Isn't that his Little People League he ran?
Micro League Wrestling is a professional wrestling simulation video game, the first based on the World Wrestling Federation, released in 87 for Commodore 64 and Atari ST, and in 89 for Amiga and MS-DOS. It was developed by Micro League and published by Micro League. The game is part of the company's Micro League Sports Series, which includes Micro League Baseball.
Never heard of it.
In contrast to most action-oriented wrestling games, the gameplay of Micro League Wrestling involves turn-based strategy. Players select one of several preset matches and choose their wrestler's action via a menu. So, like, ooh, yeah, this is going to be terrible. Let me share my screen. Can I share my screen quick while you're doing this?
I mean, you'll kick me off, but that's fine. We're not playing yet.
Can you see that? It's kind of small, huh?
That's what is it? I don't even understand what's happening. Oh,
so it says head smash, wrist lock, stomp, punch, elbow. So like you choose one and then they choose one. You choose one and they choose one.
So it's like Final Fantasy, but wrestling.
Yeah.
Also, is the announcer on the right, is that Richard Nixon? And Jerry Lawler? Like... Who are these people?
Oh, I bet that game's terrible. I'm going to look it up on YouTube and see if we can see a video of it.
I've never heard of it.
Let's see what else we got here. I'll stop sharing now so I'm not deboing your show. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Let's see. Micro League Wrestling, WrestleMania Challenge. I think I played that. I wanted it and my parents wouldn't buy it for me because they're mean.
You can buy the
WrestleMania, another WrestleMania game.
There's been several, yeah.
Developed by Twilight and published by Ocean Software. It's the first WWF licensed game available for these computers, which are still dominant in Europe. It was followed on most of these computers in '92 WWF's European Rampage Tour. So I guess this is a computer. See, I've never really gotten into playing games on a computer.
I never have either.
The platforms: Amiga, Amstrad CPC, Atari ST, Commodore 64, DOS, and ZX Spectrum. It kind of looks like WrestleFest.
What title?
Yeah, visually the game resembles the arcade game WWF Superstars. So then you had Super WrestleMania, which you played you've played that on this show, but I never played that game. WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge, Royal Rumble, King of the Ring for NES and Game Boy. I never even heard of that.
Those all came out the same year, by the way.
It came out in '93.
Yeah, all four of them did.
Let's see. Then WWF Raw. That was my favorite game of all time on Super Nintendo.
I have that for Sega.
We literally rented that bitch every Friday night at Red Rabbit Video. I bet my parents spent $500 on that game.
That was for me. That was Family Video
instead of just buying it. Then WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. What is that? Oh, it's an actual arcade game. Acclaim, which published the console versions of the game, released a follow-up in '96, WWF In Your House. So it's the same thing as In Your House, but the arcade version. In Your House. So Warzone, WWF Warzone is the one I had.
We've played that.
That game was terrible.
It was better than I remembered. I wouldn't put it in my top 5.
So my little brother and I went and bought that game for Nintendo 64. And we paid all coins for it.
Nice.
So I'm sure the person at whatever video game store hated our guts.
Couldn't even go to the coin star first.
Nope. There was no such thing back then. Dude, I didn't know they had so many games. WWF Attitude, never heard of it.
Oh, that's the one that came after Warzone. I have that one too. I almost played that one instead.
I played SmackDown and like SmackDown 2. I played those for PlayStation.
But we've played the PlayStation 1 so many times already on the show, I did not want to play it again.
WWE 12.
Long break.
So, yeah, I mean, what's an Atari ST?
That was the last version of the Atari that came out. The Atari 2600 and the ST came out. Oh, I forgot. If you just keep doing A moves, it just makes them angry. Should probably stop doing that. Ooh.
I thought there was a game on GameCube that people were like, is the greatest wrestling game ever.
I mean, it'd have to be an unlicensed one because I literally only remember the WrestleMania games. And maybe no, there was more. There was a Day of Reckoning was one. But they were all named after pay-per-views.
Holy crap. Micro League Wrestling playthrough, Nintendo complete 10 years ago. You can watch the video on YouTube.
Could you... Oh, he reversed it. Tried to go for a big move.
Commodore 64. What was that? Was that like a Nintendo?
No, it was it was like the first PC that had games on it.
Okay, so this is a PC game.
I had one when I was a kid. Jericho's about to whip my ass if I'm not careful.
Ooh, that's terrible. Oh, you can watch a video on the history of WWF Micro League Wrestling.
It's probably a pretty short video.
7 minutes and 43 seconds.
All right, I'm starting to make my comeback here against Jericho. He almost had me.
Maybe this is the game that everybody says was so great. Because I thought it was No Mercy. So maybe it was Nintendo 64, not GameCube.
So the N64, what I call the N64 games. So World Tour, Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, and this is absolutely the best run of wrestling games we've ever had. Because WCW lost AKI and THQ to the WWF when these came out. And then after that, we got some of the worst games ever when they made Mayhem and Backstage Assault. And I have both of them, and we're going to play both of them.
Is that WWF?
No, it's WCW.
WCW Backstage Assault?
It's their last two games. It's made by EA. They're terrible.
It's too bad they didn't come out with WCW New Blood Rising.
They literally did WCW Backstage Assault. There's not a ring in the game.
Is it like that match with William Regal and Fit Finley where they're slamming each other on cars?
I can only hope. I've never played it for obvious reasons. But yeah, they made a wrestling game with no ring.
So why don't they just call it like Tekken 12?
Yeah, that's what it was brutal.
They could have had Hulk Hogan in it. It could have been Immortal Combat.
Nice. Actually, good. Look at you.
I'm quick, man. All right. Well, happy Friday. I'm going to go back to watching the World Baseball Classic.
All right.
Love you, buddy. USA 3-1.
Okay. Who are we playing?
Brazil.
Oh, okay. There's a large baseball contingent in Brazil.
I'm going to be on tomorrow if anybody wants to get on. New show here on Markout Moments. Eras Golden. We're going to start talking the golden era of WWF wrestling. And we're starting when Hulk Hogan defeats the Iron Sheik.
1984.
I would love to watch it with everybody, but that's poo-pooed on YouTube. So we're gonna discuss.
Well, I mean, we can watch it. We just can't show it.
Yeah. But so we'll see. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
Later. Well, Dollar Bill Dave coming in. Did not expect that. Always welcome on this show. Yeah, Jericho had me. Now I'm whipping his ass, so we're in much better shape. And that's we are excited tomorrow to start the Golden Eras show. And going back, the WWF starting with Hulk Hogan being Iron Sheik for the championship. I'm actually pretty excited to do that. We just whipped Jericho's ass. Didn't even get a finisher. Didn't even get my special. But it is amazing to me. I haven't played this game 25 years, 26 years. And it was like I played it yesterday. All the controls just came right back. Just came right back to me. So what's going on in the chat here? We got Justin Yentz here. The Fun to Retro. I'm going to see him in a couple weeks. The weekend of my birthday down in Dave's back.
Did you win?
I did.
Did you hit him with the angle slam?
I didn't get my special.
Now you got beat up China?
Yes. This game also did
this
have
is post boob job China.
Is it? Oh yeah, it would be. This is is she oh okay. I was like, is she the Intercontinental Champion? So this is one of the first games I remember that had entrances in Titantrons.
See, that's what I always wanted as a kid. I wanted to see the entrances.
I got to beat her in 3 minutes. What an arrogant dick. Story will progress whether I win or lose. So that's shit. So Dave, I just said I hadn't played this in 25 or 26 years. And this comment says 25 or 26 years didn't come out in 01. It's 2026. So yeah, it's been 25 years. Math. See if I can beat China in.
Whoa, breaking news. Max Crosby traded to the Ravens.
Oh, I did not see that coming.
It just happened.
When was the last time I played No Mercy? I mean, when was I'd have to remember, but I don't remember when the game that came out next. So whenever the next wrestling video game came out I stopped playing No Mercy. And I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was SmackDown. SmackDown was the next one for PlayStation. So yeah, when PlayStation came out, I was playing that. I wasn't playing this.
So I played SmackDown. I think it was the first one. I would rent it from the video store every once in a while for PlayStation.
Efren's here now too. We had a jam-packed audience.
Look, we got Justin Yent here. Justin, what's your favorite video game? You used to play one all the time, and I don't remember what it was.
What's up, Efren? You're muted. My goodness.
You're still muted, Efren.
Efren, you're muted.
I got a question, RC. Did he blow in the cartridge hard, or did he do this?
Yeah, he probably blew it like a shitty person.
I did.
Did he use the alcohol swab?
I did not. I didn't have any with me.
Well, I'll wait. Uber eats some alcohol swab. This is bullshit. I'm here to see Puma athletic shoes. This is bullshit. I wanted you to go 45 matches. Again, look at this. I dye my beard every morning. And then this week, this spot right here says, I'm turning white after an hour for 5 days straight. China's in danger. This is crap. Where's my pro wrestling NES?
It didn't work. It was like, hey, I don't feel like doing that today.
Have you tried it again?
Well, no, it's not in the room right now. I had to make room for this. Oh, right in the ding dong.
I think he should try again. Friday night isn't a Friday night without Fighter Hayabusa.
Oh, that's the worst Elton John song, by the way. But maybe if I can win the IC title, maybe I'll go get it and try again. I'm sure that'll be.
This was a good. What am I watching here?
No Mercy.
I love No Mercy. This was the one with the backstage segments and stuff, right?
Yes. So China just challenged me, and I have to beat her in 3 minutes, which I am not going to do, as you can see. She
That's
is 3
minutes you could be having gotten NES Pro Wrestling to work.
That's true.
It makes you keep going, even though the time limit.
Yes. Well, it said it'll progress whether I win or lose. So how is Efren's Friday going, other than this?
It's okay. I'm here.
We won in 323. Just missed it.
Is she gonna laugh at you?
Probably. Michael Cole's going to come out and talk
I'm
shit.
laughing at you.
Wow.
You
Who
have
won? I missed
$300.
I beat her, but it was in 3 minutes and 23 seconds, not under 3 minutes.
You got to beat her in under 3 minutes.
Yeah.
What is this? WWE speed?
Sure.
It's beat the clock.
Super heavyweight. So you guys know who the next challenger is going to be with that title of the chapter.
Look at this great thing. I look like Cruella. Like,
But I'm glad you guys are listening to me and answering my questions.
I heard it. It's hardcore Holly.
You didn't say that. You said, look at my gray beard.
You said super heavyweights, and then I said, catch those puppies. Hey, puppies.
If you guys want to compare chin hairs, I mean, I think we all have a stake to the claim here.
You know what? I'm going to go color this right now on screen.
Am I taking on both Hollies in a handicap match?
You have 2 minutes to do it.
Oh, no, just Crash.
So how fast do you have to beat him?
It says there are no set requirements to clear this match. I think I just have to win.
You know, if you defend the title 10 times in this, you might face Great Puma.
I don't think so. I didn't see his costume in the SmackDown Mall.
All right.
I think I might just get on YouTube and watch somebody play pro wrestling because that's what I came for.
Wow. You too. That's not what you said when you came in. You said this is way better. Efren's wrong, but that's cool. Turn on me like that.
I have to do this side too.
I need to do mine. Look how gray I'm getting. Holy shit.
Good.
I'm
We'll
also
leave it
pretty
like that.
gray. I'm
And
just
then
not
in
as
20
close.
minutes, it'll be. This
Is
is
that
great.
mascara?
And then I use it for other things too. I think. This is going to be me Monday morning. Where's my beard color? Oh, it's by my podcast equipment.
I'm beating the shit out of Crash Holly, by the way,
It's a hardcore match. How come you're not hitting them with a trash can?
because I don't want to. See if I can remember how to get out of the ring. Yep. See ya.
Those fists on the wall remind me of a great night
Oh,
I had.
I did not see that coming. Neither did they.
Going to my
Bazinga.
first spring training game in 20 years tomorrow.
Who are they playing?
The Rockies.
How do you get? What? Oh, that's not it.
Hey, Van Earl Jones at the sports desk. How's Team USA doing in baseball right now?
It's 3-1 when I came upstairs. Aaron Judge hit a 2-run homer in the first. And then
I'm
they
sorry,
got another.
I called
then,
you Van Earl Jones. I meant Van Earl Wright.
Then we had Manny Ramirez's son led off with a home run for Brazil.
I enjoyed that a great deal.
Manny Ramirez?
His son.
Oh, his son.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe his name is Franny. I don't know.
Franny
My
Ramirez.
nickname was Franny back in the day. It was.
I thought your nickname would be Fanny.
No, Franny.
Oh.
And then when they were really messing with her, they go, "Oh, Francis, Franny." Like my last name was Underwood. Oh, special. You got special.
It's about to be over. Olympic
Oh,
slam.
that's fabulous.
Setting him up for the. I think you could do the ankle lock on this game. Nope, just a knee to the nuts, knee to the gooch. He's just going to get up. He's going to disrespect me like that. You know what's fun is I just realized I don't know how to pin. Yeah, I'm having a way easier time with Crash Holly than I did with China.
Right. Well, it was that fireworks gun. Did she bring out the fireworks gun?
She did not because they started with the promo.
You won that match with a drop kick to the knee. That's the dumbest
Why is
thing I've ever
pinfall
seen.
2 words? Pinfall.
This game sucks.
Because I went with the drop kick
To the knee.
to the knee. Does that upset you? I did the angle slam. I don't know what more you want.
I didn't see it. I missed it.
Earning up the monies for the SmackDown Mall.
You have the Intercontinental title?
I'm going for it.
Oh, do you wear it when you come out when you win it?
I think so.
Maybe Giant Pandora will come out next.
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
He owns the VFW and VFA championships in pro wrestling.
No.
Giant.
Oh, what? I got an idea. Give me the belt. Viscera's up next.
Do you ever see Viscera wrestle in real life? In real life, in non-video game life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he was Mabel, when he was Viscera, when he no. I didn't see shit. I didn't see what the stipulation was.
I have a. You taking pictures?
No, I'm doing some gambling shit.
Okay. I have an idea to do another 5-show thing with you guys if you are ever interested.
Nice, I got him up.
When have we never been interested?
I don't know.
There,
I'm in a creative block right now. But it would need to be in person.
Oh,
all right. So what you're saying is party in Huntsville?
No, it's gotta be. I want to do that before then.
and there, well, the
Oh
Dave
yeah,
just
you
means
live in Huntsville,
yeah,
right?
he lives in Huntsville.
Yeah.
No. What you need to do it before Memorial Day?
I don't know. You gotta see. You gotta see how much it is to book me first class in a sleeper jet.
In a sleeper jet.
There's.
Oh,
there's-
I will
There's
book you
one
Spirit
plane-
Air to Huntsville.
in the bathroom.
You can book me just fine. When I get when that plane lands, no one who has my name or is me will be getting off that plane.
I'll be there waiting with the sign. What are you talking about?
I do want to. I think I'd like to take a train across.
I
the
watched a
country.
video of that on YouTube. Some nights I go down rabbit holes of people
Yeah, me
traveling
too.
on trains on YouTube.
I don't think I could do a roomette. I think I'd have to do the whole
Oh.
family bathroom thing.
I'd have to
Yeah.
have the whole big room.
Right,
my own bathroom.
because this is not a roomette.
Minute 46, I beat Viscera with the angle slam.
I didn't see it. I was looking at Efren.
Yeah, you
You
guys
know-
are too busy running your yaps.
You know who you should have beaten?
Here it comes. Here it comes. Right there.
Starman.
I should have beaten Starman. You're right.
A star
really-
is you.
I'm really a winner is you.
Oh,
I'm
The
glad
star
this
is
whole
me.
show is just going to be guilt tripping me for shit I can't control.
I mean, you could go to the
Alcohol
store
swabs
right now and
would
buy a
have
new
been-
Nintendo.
We all said that same thing.
They're not open. My hookup's not open right now.
Dollar Bill, see if you can send him some alcohol swabs via YouTube or via Uber.
I remember we were doing a show once and Mike Kolb sent Paul Bromwell Taco Bell during the show.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Do you get Uber Eats in bumfuck Indiana?
Of course. I mean, it comes on horse and buggy, but yeah, we get it.
Oh, Rikishi could beat Angle with his eyes closed.
Are you sure?
If I was playing, yes.
That's right either.
As Angle.
Who's winning the poll for next week?
There already is a winner for the poll. It's going to be WCW NWO Revenge.
They can't beat that.
So here's what's funny, Efren. Not only did Pro Wrestling Network, I was like, okay, well, I'll just push up Revenge since I know it won the poll already. It didn't work either. That's why we're playing No Mercy. It was a rough pre-show to get going. What is that? Oh, Rikishi just turned on Hardcore Holly. Oh, it's a handicap match. Is it me and Rikishi against Hardcore
They
Holly?
start to scuffle. Angle joins the fray. Looks like a handicap match. Handicap H, capital
Yeah.
H.
At capital H. And it's hardcore.
Okay, stop. Story will progress where you want to have with the story will change accordingly. It's like when you choose your own adventure and go to page 63 instead of 15,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole week changes on you.
So wait, you guys are facing Crash Holly?
Hardcore Holly.
Same guy.
It's not, though.
They share DNA.
I've shared DNA with.
Oh. You just bitch slapped me. There's a way to get weapons under the ring, and I don't remember how to do it now.
Down.
Is that what it is?
Down and A, down and B, or left and.
I need to break out my old Nintendo 64.
I would like you to play Zelda.
Me?
Because, well, either of you, because I go down the rabbit hole sometimes when I'm up till 3 a.m. and I just watch people do like first quest, second quest, and they take the first thing they do is take like 40 minutes. The first 40 minutes are just getting coins and candles, and then they start.
You know, I've played Zelda for maybe 5 minutes my whole life.
Zelda's my favorite game of all
and
time.
I thought Zelda was the guy that I was playing as.
Right.
I think most people did.
His name was Link.
Link. Pink. Stink. Dink.
Mm-hmm. You know who doesn't stink? Great Puma.
Great Puma. I have heard that. He's well bathed.
You played like 45, 50 matches last week.
It was an insane amount. I probably wore it out.
Very good. I was very impressed. Okay.
Now it's just me and Rikishi just beating the bloody shit out of Hardcore Holly. Oh, see, he got a weapon, no problem.
Now you can get it.
Okay.
See?
Now we're getting somewhere.
Oh my God.
I'm good at this game.
Whack him. I think he uses like 3 or 4 times and then it disappears. If I remember.
Yeah, it breaks, yeah. Like Warzone, the TV just breaks. You can only just stop using it and then disappears.
This stop sign is well made.
I don't know why Hardcore Holly agreed to this match because his career is going to be shortened. I just hit Rikishi. Oh, I threw it. I didn't know you could do that.
This is a fine game.
This is one of the best wrestling games ever.
I can't believe you haven't won yet. What's taking you so long?
Dave, I just figured I could throw a stop sign.
Well, you know what he had to do first is learn how to pick it up.
That is true. See, watch this. I could grab this sign, and then I can stand over here, and then I can just launch it.
That would have been awesome if he'd have pinned Rikishi and you would have lost.
I would have laughed a lot if that would have happened.
I'm looking. You got to be in because I got to see the next language stuff.
This game is entrancing.
I'm entrancing.
It lures you in.
I'll be 5 months sober in a week.
Oh, congratulations!
I'm gonna get you some alcohol removed wine, Dave. Some more of it.
That shit was gross.
Let's see. In 3 days, I will be 2 months without smoking.
That's huge. That's huge. Let's check the chat here. Let's answer it.
TJ, you want number 6? Because that's the only number left.
Sure. I'll take
All right,
it.
you're in. Board is booked.
Who?
His college basketball board.
Oh. Moose is saying I'm looking old as fuck. You are not wrong.
Yeah, Moose is saying that, and I wonder if he's seen Moose.
It's all right.
Awful judgy.
Well, I'm looking less old now because some of my gray's gone.
Okay.
Yeah. What was my favorite wrestling game? Well, I was here to watch it tonight, and then the alcohol swabs didn't come in. J-Rock Baby 902 SmackDown on PS2 came out in November 2001, and SmackDown in 2000. Matthew Elvis Presley asked if I always close my eyes when I blow. Yes, because that's how the tears stream down better.
Oh, now I'm sad. Oh, we're still wrestling Hardcore Holly by himself.
If this were China, you would have lost. Ooh, that's a tough move.
He's just kicking out of shit. See if I can steal the win here. 1, 2, 3. Kurt Angle steals the win.
Your energy meters have a homoerotic throbbingness to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is true. That is accurate. The old double team spike pile drivers what did him in.
All right, let's see. Let me read the promos here.
Scheme.
As
Scheme
in
Gene.
Gene.
Uh-oh.
Jinx. I wonder if this entrance is going to last 10 minutes because it's him. And
you think he was already getting video game favors here in 99?
Hey, Angle. I saw you teaming up with Rikishi. You think he's going to help you? You're dead wrong. I'm going to teach you a lesson. Playtime's over. Tonight, you will face each other in a steel cage match, also capitalized. It will be fun to watch you two beat each other up.
So this has to be when Triple H is in. Was it the Authority or was it the McMahon Helmsley era? McMahon Helmsley era. That's what it was. Sean Jones has got here. Chainsaw Charlie looks jacked, is what he just said. And also, if you guys are curious, this is Triple H's "My Time" song is on this game.
1, 2, is this on My Time?
What was the question?
What? That's how My Time started, right? 1, 2, is this on?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
It's a good cage.
I just thought you're making
tall.
It is very tall, and I believe you have to climb out of it. All 31 feet.
It's a big boy right there.
Rikishi is a large man.
Mm-hmm.
See, what I also like is this big cage. They removed the one side so you can see.
They did, indeed. Okay. Thank you for having me on. I'm going to hop off. If for some reason you get pro wrestling on,
I will text you.
You give me a call.
I'll tell you what. As soon as I win the IC title, I'm gonna go get it, and we'll try to get it working. No promises though.
Bash on the buttons is my comfort food at night on the weekends, just like lunacy is on Thursday night for me because I love JCW.
Oh,
you've been watching any of JCW?
I have not, but I know you're a giant fan of it.
It's the little engine that could, and they have the resources to could a little more.
Oh,
it's fun.
I can't with Russo. Man is such a clown. I just can't. I will tell you.
For a man who's such a clown, he's working for clowns now.
That's what. Good on you for that one.
It's true.
I know. I was being. It was a good pun. That was good on you. But actually, not really a pun. It's a fact. But I did go to a JCW show.
Oh, I want to hear all about it.
In Ohio when they first started in when was that? Like 2001, 2002. My sister took me. And I don't remember much of anything other than there was a wrestler named Cactus Sack and that angered me. And then there was a bunch of people in the audience, which I'm not trying to be dismissive, just telling you the facts. There was not a lot of people in the audience at the time. So everyone around us was like a part of this backyard wrestling federation, which then my sister became a manager and a wrestler in for a very brief period of time. Somewhere I have a picture of her holding a chair.
Well, Big Vito is the reason I watch JCW. He is amazing. Were you a Big Vito fan back in the day?
He was definitely one of the bright spots in WCW towards the end. Not that that's saying a lot, but for sure. All right, let's see if I can get out of this cage. Not like that, I can't. Here we go.
It took you one time compared to 2 weeks last time when you had to climb the cage.
Oh, Warzone, it was brutal. Come on, guy. Okay, well, he clearly was not ready for me to climb out of it. And also, I just fell 3 stories. Sean Jones says he went to JCW shows at Gathering at the Juggalos.
That was last weekend in Florida.
Well, he lives in the opposite side of the country, so I doubt it was then.
I'm not that keen on getting showered with Fago, though. Not really into liquids being, unless, I'm at a water park or something.
Okay. I like that. Rikishi is a real dick right now.
This is a great game.
Oh, this game is fantastic. Again, considering the time and the technology, the animations are quite good.
Storyline and
there is something nostalgic too of the graphics.
yeah. Do you have a favorite wrestling game for your phone? Like, have you downloaded any of those?
No.
All right.
I did just download a Magic the Gathering game for my phone because I'm trying to learn how to play Magic the Gathering.
Do you know back in the old AOL chat rooms, there would be a weekly contest and such a game of that thing. You'd go into the WWF chat room and there would be a moderator and the chat room could only hold so many people. I don't know, like say 20. So there were tens or hundreds of chat rooms. And the moderator would go in and he'd ask 10 questions, and the first one to get it would get 2 seats to a future WWF show. Best available, not including WrestleMania.
Uh-oh.
I got question 10 right one time, which was which company sponsored whatever pay-per-view. And
What just happened? He just beat me because I just died and fell off the cage.
You couldn't
I'm still no, there was no pin. I'm still down for the record. There's no pins. The not very WWF rules if you can't pin someone.
Mm-hmm.
Angle Tora quad. No, Nash is not in this game. Punishment Part 1. Uh-oh.
Here it comes again.
I'm proud of myself that I remember that was called the McMahon-Helmsley era. Yeah, this theme song was, in my opinion, much better than his Motorhead song. And that's nothing against Motorhead. I don't have a narrator.
His face is really bothering me.
What happened to the narrator?
Angle! I was hoping that you would be able to throw Rikishi around, but instead you lost. Where's the comma? I feel disappointed. Get out here so these people can see the beating they paid for. From now on, I'll decide when and where you wrestle until you redeem yourself. That sounds correct. Tonight, you must make Saturn submit within 5 minutes.
What's with these time challenges? And I got to make them tap.
I like the conditions. You only have 2 continues left. You have to put another quarter for extra continues.
I do.
I think Dollar Bill is driving to get you alcohol swabs.
I guess. I think he's coming to my house at this rate.
I'd go, but I haven't ever been invited.
He hasn't either, to be fair. You guys live too far away. Here, I'll do this. We'll do that. It is crazy. I remember I just listened to I went back and went on a something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard binge a couple months ago, and it started from the beginning. And it started from the beginning.
Mm.
And it is kind of remarkable looking. Why is Rikishi out here? Looking back at things and thinking that like Saturn was. They thought Saturn was going to be the diamond in the rough out of the group, and it is confusing on why Saturn only made it to a certain level and never really made it any further. I don't really understand that.
What is your favorite something to wrestle with, Bruce Pritchard, of all time?
William Regal.
Ooh.
That one's, I mean, if it's not the top, it's close. William Regal and Jarrett come to my mind immediately.
That Jarrett one was like 4 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that one has the best like that Jarrett episode has a lot of the gags you hear in like the open. It was from that show.
My favorite is TNA 1 and 2.
That's good. Matthew Elvis Presley says Mega Powers Explode. That one's solid.
I think TNA 1 is as near a perfect podcast as anyone has ever done.
I will say that Bruce, when Bruce got fired, the episode where he got fired in 2012, that was probably one of the better podcasts they've done and had nothing to do with wrestling. It was a reflection on Bruce, and I that was a good one.
My favorite Jim Ross one, hands down, Plain Red from Hell.
That's a good one. You can hear the pain in his voice. I think that's what makes it so interesting.
I may go listen to that again. I haven't listened to Plain Red from Hell in a long. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cue that up tonight. Honoringclassics.com.
What would be my favorite JR episode?
I love his story talking about WrestleMania 9, or maybe it was around one of those episodes where he talks about Alfred being mean to him.
Lord Alfred Hayes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because Gorilla had to set everyone straight.
And Okerlund wasn't too kind on him, and Gorilla put them in their place.
I do. There is something enjoyable about the fact that Gene was mean to people. And I always say that because Gene has the stature of, like, if I was, say he's not who he is, right? He's not the Gene Okerlund we know. And I was somewhere and he talked to me like I was some sort of a dumbass, I would just punch him. But it's Gene Okerlund. So
best stick man of all time. There's no one close.
No, I don't even think that's an argument.
So let me give you another one. Howard Finkel, Michael Buffer, Bruce Buffer.
Fink.
You think Fink is better than both of them?
Yeah, because I think Fink's tenure and the amount we saw Fink, and he was associated with that one brand for so long that, yeah, I think for name recognition within the genre, I think it's Fink for sure. Now, if you want to go outside of that, you might have to go Buffers. Probably Bruce more than Michael, but actually, I don't know. Michael's UFC career has worked out pretty well for him. And Bruce hasn't really been around, so like, okay, Rikishi's not going to let me win this match because he keeps getting involved. I can't get him in his submission.
Who's the second best ring announcer in professional wrestling of all time?
Why is there a rope break in this match?
Second best ring announcer in wrestling of all time, because Howard Finkel's number one.
Correct.
Yes, we agree.
Joel Gertner.
Oh. Is he a ring announcer?
He was for ECW. He was a heel.
I
like the new guy on SmackDown. I think he's pretty dang good.
I got one for Efren. Truckin' Tom Miller from Jim Crockett Promotions.
That implies I'm super old.
No, I just thought you would appreciate the nostalgia.
He had one for me, Dollar Bill, but not for you.
Dave's not as nostalgic as you are, even though we do a show about it.
Are you better now?
Also, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but you weren't really an NWA guy, were you?
Nope. I'm just now watching it.
Loved Gary Capetta.
GMC was good.
Loved Dave Penzer.
It really bothers me that there's rope breaks in the submission match.
Lillian's
good.
Justin is amazing.
It also upsets me that the ankle lock is not one of his finishes. Didn't it say I had to win this in under 5 minutes?
Yes. And then you have Samantha Urban.
I will tell you one of the things I remember about this game that I think one of the things that makes it memorable is when you hit someone in the nuts, it makes the ding noise.
Kind of like when I get hit at the nuts. Okay. Yes, can I help you? I'm being attacked by my cats. Okay, I'm going to log off. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
I thank you for having me. I very much enjoy. Let's get together and do this live show with multiple cameras and get the game event back on the air.
Am I gonna have to do makeup for the first time?
No, because it'll be sweating all over the place based off what I had planned.
Okay. Oh,
really?
Are you going to do physical challenges? I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm in.
But it's not Double Dare. But it's really good.
Are you going to build Legends of the Hidden Temple? That's like my dream. I would really love for Rikishi to get out of the ring.
If I'm not into Fago being spread on me, I really wasn't into the Double Dare obstacle course.
No, I get
I'll do it. I just don't want to get dirty.
I do get some Mark Summers vibes from you.
That's the OCD.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Mark Summers is great. Unwrapped was a great show on Food Network.
I have no idea. The only other game show I ever got into outside of Nickelodeon was Supermarket Sweep.
There is an amazing not aired on television sketch with Melissa McCarthy doing Supermarket Sweep for SNL.
Love that show.
One
of my all-time favorites.
YouTube it. I don't know how it didn't make it on air. It is phenomenal. I won't spoil it for you.
Okay, thank you.
I will talk to you this weekend, folks. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
Love you.
Love you, buddy. So I'm clearly at the point. I don't know how I'm supposed to win this match. Rikishi is really, as Jim Cornette would say, the spare prick in the wedding. He's really just messing everything up. So another question. GOAT referee for wrestling. I think Tommy Young's got to go number one. I see Hebner keeps making his way in the chat. Earl specifically. And here's the thing. This might be a personal preference to me. I think I'm putting Tim. Who was Andre's handler? He's in the Hell in a Cell, Undertaker, and Mankind. I cannot remember his name. I can see his face. But I think I would put him above Hebner. Not that it helps. I can't remember his name. Tim White. Thank you. Tim White. So I would go, and this is fun. Let's do Tommy Young, Tim White. I'll go Nick Patrick. I don't think he gets his credit. Charles Robinson. Then I'll throw Earl in. Am I ever going to win this match? Oh, now you get out of the ring, you fat bitch. I would be remiss if I didn't include Pee Wee Anderson. Get some love for Pee Wee and who was the other WCW well-known referee? They called him Shooter because he fought a fan off. Oh my goodness, he tapped. The hell was his name? I'm on the struggle bus right now. The NES not working and then getting Raz for all night has completely thrown off my inertia. I don't know what's happening. How am I supposed to beat this in under 2 minutes? Or 5 minutes? With Rikishi interfering. What? It's Pee Wee Anderson. Who is Mark Curtis? Lord. Guys are no help. Kyoto's got to be up there. Kyoto's been in some of the biggest matches in WWF history. David Manning, I'd have to put in there from World Class. Nice. Oh, gee, here we go. 30 seconds, and here comes Rikishi. I hate it here. Yeah, referee is hard because let's be honest. The best attribute of course, Pinewater Dave. How can we forget Pinewater Dave? But the best attribute of a referee is you don't notice that they're there. That's a good question. I do like that. I do. I will tell you this. Joy Morella. Thank you. Joy Morella is probably because when Tommy Young got hurt and retired in 89, 90. So Joy Morella, I would say from like the 90 to 95 gap when you didn't have Tommy Young and like Tim White hadn't come into his own yet. Mark Curtis was still a wrestler and a manager in that time. Earl Hebner was certainly great. I'm not trying to argue that point, but there's that good 4 or 5 year window there for Morella from 90 to 93 that Joey Morella might be the best referee in the business during that time. I think it's an argument could be made. Certainly. All right. There used to be a way to make Rikishi go away, or make anyone that interfered for you, you could hit him or something, they'd go away. And I don't remember how to do that. And that would be lovely to remember how to do right now. I'm having a hard time talking. I don't know why. My tongue keeps trying to slap my teeth out. Excuse me. Oh, what was Tim Doan? Give some love to Tim Doan. Best commentator duo. You know, the crazy part is if you go by tenure, Gorilla and Bobby are the most celebrated for sure, but they didn't spend a lot of time together. It was Gorilla and Jesse, but I would say, but for the sheer moments alone, it's Gorilla and Bobby. I would put Gorilla and Jesse second. And then we need a WCW team. Angle slam. Unfortunately, that's not a submission. Go away, Rikishi. Let's see. Who would you guys say is Tony Schiavone's best cohort? Is it JR? Is it Bischoff? Is it Tanay? Is it Heenan? I don't know. Dusty Rhodes? Dusty Rhodes does not get his fair share as a color commentator, to be completely honest. He's way better than people give him credit for. I think it would be Schiavone. Man, because he was really good with Jesse, too. Probably Schiavone. Schiavone and JR was good, but it was short-lived. And it's got to be Bobby and Tony, right? I have a minute to submit Perry Saturn here. Oh, my Lord. Go away. I hate it here. I hate this game. David Crockett and Lance Russell, I was not prepared to see show up on the list. The freaking rope breaks, dude. It's killing me. Killing me with the rope breaks. Oh, my goodness. Rikishi, you need to piss off. This is brutal, man. Also upsets me you cannot do the ankle lock on this game. Or it's not one of his finishes anyway. Come on, submit, you rat bitch. Yeah, I think Schiavone's partner has got to be Heenan. We're not going to win this again. And here's the best part. Even though we're clearly not going to win this in 5 minutes, I have to play it out through the end. Like, I'm pretty sure if I quit right now, I would have to start over again. Or maybe not. So it was a draw. Yeah, I think it's. Well, I mean, it's crazy. We're talking all these different. We haven't even brought up JR and the King. And so I mean, how would we rank this? So let's do. In my opinion, it's number 1 is Jesse and Jesse Ventura. Not because of anything else, but when you watch the first few WrestleManias, it's Jesse and Gorilla. And they set the stage for the later ones. I put Jesse and Gorilla and Bobby at 2. I think you have to put JR and the King at 3. And then I'll go Schiavone and Heenan. Again, Schiavone and Jesse Ventura was pretty good too. Schiavone and JR was good. Top 5 masked wrestlers. Rey Mysterio's number 1, far and away. Well, actually, let me ask this question, Matthew Elvis Presley. Is that top 5 masked wrestlers in America? Because if it's international, that changes things quite a bit. If it's America, Rey Mysterio's number 1, far and away. It's not even in a boat race. It's not close. Number 2. That's interesting. Oh man. Ultimo Dragon? Is he number 2? I'll give you both. I'll give you United States and International. Well, no, I'm sorry. Rey Mysterio might not even be correct at number 1. It might be Mil Mascaras at number 1. So do Mil Mascaras 1, no job. Rey, Ultimo Dragon. Man, this is tough. I think because of coverage now, Penta. And see, here's number 5 where it gets hard. Because for my days, my younger days, you got Psychosis, you got Hoovy before everyone realized he was a giant tool. That one's tough. So, Mil Mascaras, Rey, Ultimo Dragon. I think Penta. I think I got to put Penta in 4 and probably Psychosis at 5. Oh no, I'm sorry. Penta at 4. Number 5 is La Parka. Hello. That man is still in memes to this day. Now, if we're going international, let's see. There's a chance number 1 is still Mil Mascaras. Number 2 is probably El Connect. 3, I think I'd have to go. I think I'd put Rey back on there. Let's see. 4. Quit doing stuff, Rikishi. You fick. Blue Blazer, shut up. That's like me saying CM Punk from the Straight Edge Society. He left the ring. Sleeper. He's gonna get the ropes. He tapped. We did it. We did it. Woo! Woo! Where are we at? Rey at 3 internationally. 4. 4, I might have to go Ultimo Dragon again because he was insanely over in 3 continents. America, Mexico, and Japan. I wouldn't say he was insanely over in America. He was pretty over. Who's number 5? By the way, I love the custom sets. It's fantastic. Number 5. Well, I can find a partner. You're sorry, but oh, weird. It's Rikishi. Why does it look like he's 4'2"? So, Mil Mascaras, El Connect, Ultimo Dragon, Rey. Who's number 5? Is this for the tag titles? I really wish we could hear the screen. This would be one of the times I wish we could hear the screen. I can enjoy it without you. Maybe. Why can't I hear it? Oh, I know why. Because my headphones are messed up. That's why. Oh, too cool. You lied to me. Oh, you didn't know? El Santo. Matthew Elvis Presley, well done. Well done. There's your top 5 internationally. I don't know how you improve on that. Love that Road Dogg comes out with a microphone, but not Billy Gunn. Oh, he comes out to ass man on this game. That's why. Oh, I'm an ass man. And the King of the Ring trunks. Look at this. Nice touch. You know what? I think one of his alternate outfits is the thong he wore at SummerSlam. Is there a Let me ask you guys this, as we're talking about Billy Gunn, who's still wrestling and still looks like a Greek god. Good for him. Has there ever been any other time in your life that you can remember where somebody like Billy Gunn was getting pushed to the moon, and to be completely fair, in 2000 they had to. Steve Austin was still hurt, and they were uncertain whether or not he was going to come back. Triple H had stepped up, but there was no certainty that he was going to be the guy he became as a heel. I know everyone loves to hate on him now. Triple H is absolutely an integral part of the Attitude Era. And I'm not going to sit here and say he deserved 15 world title reigns, but he deserved at least half of them. But Billy Gunn was supposed to be the guy after he wins King of the Ring. And then The Rock does one promo, and that shit's over. Like, Billy Gunn didn't have a chance. And of course, this also we found out, the hard way. Billy Gunn had asthma, and being a singles wrestler couldn't really. But he still went on to win the Intercontinental title, the European title. He won the Hardcore title, a couple more tag titles with Chuck Palumbo. But I don't ever remember a time, especially the WWF, where they were like, we're going to push this guy to the moon. And somebody comes out and cuts one promo, and it's over. It's just done. Vader lasted a couple months, Billy one promo. Also, do you guys think when The Rock cuts that promo and just murders Billy Gunn, do you think he goes backstage? And do you think it's high fives from production and Bruce and Vince and all those guys, or they walk back like, Rock, you just killed him. Like, what are we supposed to do now? You just killed the one guy we were trying to push. Now, again, they got lucky. Triple H stepped up and became the guy, the heel. Big Show was there when they needed him. Kane had kind of reemerged as a dominant heel. I think The Undertaker might have been hurt here in 2000 also. Rikishi, bless them, they tried. And Kurt Angle stepped up a great deal. Jericho. So, I mean, some unlikely heroes kind of emerged. But, yeah, they tried to push Billy Gunn, and The Rock was like, yeah, F that. We're not doing that today. Oh, I'm wrestling as Rikishi now? That's interesting. I thought I would remain as Kurt Angle. Man, this game was so good. This game was so good. This game is, it's widely regarded as one of the favorites of us wrestling fan, especially the old, as they say, the old heads, and especially the gaming ones. But man, this so good. Way better than I even remembered it. The hours. I got to ask you guys this. So, back in the day, you're at school, it's Friday. You've already set up a weekend with the bros. You got some No Mercy going. There is a ladder match. My headphones suck. There's a ladder match option on this game. And I have found out, I don't even know if the hard way is an appropriate way to describe it, because I enjoyed all of it. But if you have a ladder match with, say, 3 live players, so 3 people playing the game, it is nearly impossible to win that match. And it could literally last hours. We had I think our record, it was me, my cousin David, and our mutual friend David. I know that's weird. David Shreve and David Conklin. We had a ladder match. We would have ladder matches on the regular, like would last 6 hours. Like we would start it and play it on a Mountain Dew and Papa John's just incensed high. And then we would have to pause it and go to bed and then start it back up the next morning. The golden days when not a care in the world. You are not anywhere near the turnbuckle, Kurt. I need you by the turnbuckle. Grab the tag rope so I can make a tag here. Rikishi's getting beat up by Billy Gunn. Uh-oh. About to get fame-assed here. Is he going to tag out the special? I don't know if I wanted to tag out just now, but we did. Yeah, you go ahead and fame-ass him. That's fine. I'm going to stand over here. I went to go run and attack Road Dogg as he told me to suck it, and Kurt just let him do it. That's fun. My attack did nothing. What other best of my favorites categories can we throw in the chat today? Oh my God. Rikishi has just been murdered. That was terrible. What is happening right now? These guys are beating the shit out of us. I'm not looking at the wrong guy or the right guy. Here we go. I will tell you, I think one of the biggest mistakes of a stable that is not named the NWO was to have DX join the corporation. I hated it. It made no sense. I've gone back and watched that storyline, how it developed, how it became to be. I still don't get it at all. In the grand scheme of things, DX joining the corporation made no sense. And here's the thing. Here's another thing too. Not only does it not make sense in any of the characters' mindset, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, X-Pac, and China, it made 0 sense for any of them to be in the corporation, especially because this was an organization that the Ministry of Darkness was already in, right? So you go from the corporation to the Ministry of Darkness to DX. The only thing that changed about DX was nothing. They're completely different characters, or they're completely the same characters, wore the same outfits. Nothing changed. It was just DX as heels. Which DX's heels is did he just pull his dick out? What just happened? What just happened? Oh. It made no sense. To this day, I don't understand. It's not like they were short on heels. The corporation, without another stable in it, had 11 guys. Right? Because the original corporation was, who am I? These guys are just whipping our ass. I am Angle. Okay. I think. No, I'm Rikishi. Like, it made no sense. Like, I would rather, like, here, I could fully understand DX disbanding. I can see a corporate Billy Gunn, and I can see a corporate X-Pac. Road Dogg and China should have stayed babyface, but no one should have been DX. And also, I remember the match they fought for the naming rights of DX. What? Why? And here's the thing. The only reason why no one remembers how DX ended, which by the way, it didn't. They just kind of stopped doing it over time, was because the NWO had so many missteps throughout the duration of their history that everyone forgot. DX also ended under shitty, non-finalized plans as well. They just kind of faded off into the distance. Next thing you know, Road Dogg gets released. Billy Gunn starts tagging with Chuck Palumbo, and that's all. Like, we just move on. These two are just whipping our ass. Like, I don't have I gotten any offense in. I'm gonna say no. Nice crucifix pin. Good for him. So Matthew Elvis Presley. Oh, here we go. Hold on. There's a lot of stuff here. True or false? Dan Spivey had worse case of Jannetty syndrome than Marty. Spivey's partners were Undertaker and Sid. Well, hard to argue. But Jannetty's partners were Shawn Michaels and 1-2-3 Kid. Now, granted, 1-2-3 Kid, not on the level of Sid or Undertaker. But one could argue Shawn was above both of them. So I think it might level out. The star power of Shawn Michaels and X-Pac might level out Sid and Undertaker. Also, for the record, Danny Spivey was also tag partners with Mike Rotunda at one point. Was that like the second version? No, the original U.S. Express was Spivey and Rotunda, and then Barry Windham took over. The Golden Boy, Danny Spivey. Who am I? I don't remember which one I am. This isn't even fun. Like, they're just beating the shit out of us. Okay, I think I'm Rikishi. So, I mean, Dan Spivey and Marty Jannetty, it's neck and neck. But here's the one benefit Dan Spivey had over Jannetty. Spivey, crazy over in Japan. And by the time his kind of tag runs with the Twin Towers, both versions came to an end, his knees had kind of decided it was time for him to call it a day anyway. So Spivey had a far better, longer tenured, well-remembered wrestling career than Marty Jannetty did. Granted, Spivey never had the big singles title run in North America. Japan, again, he was massive. Jannetty did win the Intercontinental title, but for like a month. But I would actually, I still think Jannetty himself. I think it's Jannetty and then Spivey, not the other way around. Because Jannetty never had a huge run anywhere else. Spivey did. Huge in Japan. And also, Jannetty now is just weird. And Danny Spivey is actively helping addicts get over their issues. So Spivey gets the edge on that too. Just being a better overall well-round human being, you know? Jannetty was Intercontinental Champion for like a month. And then they're like, oh, what a massive mistake this was. They got it off of him. What was the other ones? Top 5 most overrated wrestlers. This is an incredibly hard thing to judge. Underrated is not hard. Overrated is. Overrated. I mean, we just mentioned him. Sid, I think, has got to be up there. Here's the thing with Sid. He better count his lucky stars. He was a wrestler and was huge when he was in the 90s. Because if Sid wrestled today, no one would give a shit. And Sid, I don't mean that to be negative. The man was an absolute picturesque human being, body-wise. He did enough in the ring to get by. His promos were good enough that they were good enough to be memorable, or they were a train wreck and memorable. but he was gone so often, which may have helped the fact why he got over so much, because we didn't see him all the time. But he didn't really, if you think about it, outside of his body, he wasn't exceptional in anything except his body and his natural charisma. And he had this weird connection with the audience. But again, I think him actually getting injured, or as everyone knows, going on softball trips, actually helped him get over and stay over. We didn't see him all the time. But overrated, Sid's up there for sure. Let me grab another Fresca. Time for drink number 2. Oh, shit. Almost had an accident here at the Stevens household. I'm going to say another guy, but it's only because of the time frame and the position he was put in. I don't blame him personally. He took the ball and ran with it best he could. God bless him. Jeff Jarrett, his second run in WCW, was overrated by no one other than Vince Russo. Again, I don't like being negative. Jeff Jarrett had absolutely no business being the world champion of WCW. I will grant him this. When he was the WCW world champion, he overperformed as a character. No doubt. But when you look at that roster when he was champion, I'll give you he could have like filled in the main event. But I don't think it should have been a fixture there. Matthew Elvis Presley says Warrior, Bundy, Sid, Greg Valentine. Warrior, absolutely. Bundy, I can't say Bundy only because when you have like the conversation of best WrestleMania main events, best big men ever, best Hogan feuds, Bundy's never mentioned. So I don't think Bundy's overrated. I just think Bundy's rated. He was fine. He was a giant man. He played his character great. He could move. He could have a workable match. Bundy was fine. I think that's kind of the unanimous decision on Bundy. He's okay. He's fine. Again, WWF stole a main event with him in WrestleMania 2. Good for them. And again, where did he go after that? WrestleMania 3, he's wrestling little people on Hillbilly Jim. They knew what he was. We knew what he was. They stole a main event with him. Good for them. Greg Valentine. I can't put Valentine on there. And listen, this is coming from a guy. I started watching WWF in 1990. I would argue by 90, Valentine had already peaked and come back down. I do think his run as Rhythm and Blues. The Honky Tonk Man is vastly under that tag team. You know how underrated? Underrated tag team is Honky Tonk Man and Valentine as Rhythm and Blues. That was fantastic. Valentine, huge territory wrestler, specifically Mid-Atlantic, WWF before they had a national footprint in Portland. Again, Valentine and Piper's feud. Everyone remembers their dog collar match, and they should. That's where I'm going with this. But no one remembers the feud that got them there. Piper and Valentine's feud leading up to the dog collar match, Starrcade 83, was fantastic. The match, I put Piper Valentine dog collar match, Starrcade 83, in my top 3. That match is so good. So good. Intercontinental champion. And look, he was great at what he had. When I started watching in 90, no one was better at getting upcoming baby faces over better than Greg Valentine, which is what his job was. And watch, which is why if you go back and watch the Nitros from the beginning in September 4th, 95, and you go to when they were at Disney MGM Disney MGM Grand Studios when they were outdoors for like 4 or 5 Nitros. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash covered the WCW signs up with NWO banners. Randomly in those shows, you'll find a giant Greg Valentine world title match. Why? Greg Valentine's going to get the giant over. That's what he did. I'm actually surprised more companies didn't take advantage of Greg Valentine backstage. That kind of surprises me. So I can't put Greg Valentine on the overrated list. Warrior, 100%. Sid, I'm with you. Bundy, I don't think it's overrated. I just think he's rated. I'll give you one. And this, if there's any old time wrestling personalities watching this show, which there are, of course, wink. This is going to piss him off. I've watched this guy from every era that he was good. And I will give you, he's good in the ring. He's a decent enough promo. But the character he had, I do not understand how he or anyone who ever booked him expected him to get over with the gimmick he had and the era he wrestled in. Buddy Landell. I hear nothing, and maybe I'm not looking at it right. I hear he was great in the ring. I've watched Mid-South with him. He's good. I would argue for a territory great. Maybe not for Mid-South because they were loaded at the time. Him and Butch Reed. But he was good. Promo, he was good. Everything after that missed me. It wasn't good. Biggest enemy was himself. But if you listen to every, old time, and listen, I'm not saying I know better than them, but if you listen to every old time wrestling personality or whoever, it's Buddy Landell. I don't get it. And again, how do you expect Buddy Landell to get over in the 80s as the Nature Boy when Ric Flair's already doing it? And he's the most known wrestler not named Hulk Hogan. I don't, where was that going? Matthew Elvis Presley, I hate to tell you this. There's been more than 3 Nature Boys. I want you to get on your phone right now or computer, however you're watching this. I want you to Google Nature Boy Roger Kirby because he also wrestled during the era we're talking about right now. Did he get over? No, he did not. Nature Boy Buddy Rydell. Oh, that was that the In Your House he got murdered by Ahmed Johnson in 49 seconds or whatever it was? Is Hogan overrated? I say no, he's the GOAT. What say you? I can't say he's the GOAT. I can't. Because, obviously in the ring. No. I can't say he's the GOAT. And I understand this is different eras. But Austin and Cena have surpassed him in about every way they could. But I don't think he's overrated. Listen, unfortunately, whenever we have these conversations these days, someone's viewpoint or belief or whatever the case is clouds their judgment in a way that they can't acknowledge someone's importance. Hulk Hogan is arguably one of the, if not the most important wrestlers ever. It's not arguable. It's a fact. Do I think Hogan is an untrustworthy liar who over-exaggerates his own existence every chance he gets? We've talked about it on the show. The fact that he did an interview for a WWF documentary and said he didn't know when he walked out at WrestleMania 3 whether or not Andre was going to do business with him, and they aired it, is case A. Hogan loved to get himself over even at the expense of others, and even better if they're not here to defend themselves. But his role in professional wrestling as we know it today is unquestioned. Like, without him, this show we're doing right now, which I should forget to play because I'm boring you guys just talking, this show doesn't exist. Raw as we know it, and SmackDown, and the WWE, and AEW doesn't exist without Hogan, period. End of discussion. Now, one can make the argument that maybe we'd be better off in the territory system. I'd have a hard time arguing that. I think, actually, honestly, I believe we would be. But Hogan getting wrestling mainstream, popular, wrestlers making this much money. And, you know, I heard Brian Last and Jim Cornette do this really great breakdown of Hogan leaving AWA to the WWF in 83. You know, and more or less that Hogan, if you think about it, really Hogan had the first guaranteed contract going from AWA to the WWF, not Luger in NWA in 87 or 88, wherever it was. Hogan is the reason for the season. I also think Hogan, you know, ratting out Jesse Ventura for trying to unionize the locker room, also an asshole move. I'm biased. I'm in a union. But I think it's an asshole move. Bret Hart, listen, Bret Hart, how I want to say this. Bret Hart might be the single best wrestling champion North America's ever seen. And I really want you to think about what I just said. Wrestling champion. Bret Hart's one of the few people that has held the world title in any company. And he held, mind you, yes, he in fact was a WCW world champion. I know no one remembers that, but he was. And maybe one of the last ones, not named Austin or Triple H or whoever, that took being the world champion seriously, especially his 93, 94, 97 runs. You believe Bret Hart as a wrestler could be a world champion. Does Bret Hart overrate himself? Every day. But I also believe this notion that Bret Hart, what did Scott Hall say? They called him the $100,000 champion because as long as he was a champion, he didn't care about how much money he made. To me, that sounds like an insult, but to me, that tells me how much that guy loves the business and loves the company. I don't necessarily see that as a fault. But I wish more people took being champion as seriously as Bret Hart did. Is Bret Hart overrated? No. Does Bret Hart overrate himself like Hogan did? Did? No. Or yes, he does. Absolutely. But I'll tell you the same token. I think calling Kevin Nash the worst world champion in WWF history because of WWF's 1995, I don't blame Kevin Nash for having the lowest rated shows during his world title reign. Because who was the world champion for Diesel? Shawn Michaels. That's who I blame. It's not Diesel. Diesel being the lowest rated champion means the company was already in the shitter when he won the title. Who put him there? Shawn Michaels did. Bret Hart did, to be fair. I don't blame Diesel. Is Diesel going to go down in the annals as one of the greatest world champions ever for WWF? No. I'm not saying that either. But do I think he's the worst one ever? No. I don't think it's I don't think it's the worst one of that era. Just in a bad spot. Why don't I just do this? Moosadon says Hogan was the first person to adopt and possibly invent the WWF style. That's a fact. He was trained by some of the best to lace him up and could work a match. He's a goat for the entertainment aspect. Again, he is entertainment of the sports entertainment. He's top. Being a babyface in the ring, Hogan's top 3 ever. I don't even know who the other 2 are. But again, I will tell you, said on the show, and I'll say to the day I die, Hogan beating Macho Man Randy Savage at WrestleMania 5 was a mistake. Randy should have gone over. I think him beating Macho was the start of the Hogan fatigue in the WWF with the audience. I think that was the start. I think the audience was ready to anoint Macho Man and start a new era. And when they went back to Hogan, they turned on a little bit, because what happened the next year? They have Hogan Warrior, and the crowd makes Warrior the guy, right? And then Warrior loses the belt to Slaughter. They go back to Hogan, and then they do Hogan Sid. What does the audience do? They pick Sid out of the gate. They pick Sid. All started with Hogan beating Macho Man at WrestleMania 5. Argue with me. I do think that was a mistake. But again, Hogan is the WWF style. Hogan is the reason the WWF has been the top wrestling company for 42 years now. And no one has been close outside of WCW for a year and a half in the 90s. What else we got? That was Moose's question there. Name change, bash on the buttons and brain. I do like this when you guys ask these questions, because it makes me think. I think the biggest go nowhere title change ever between 2 greats of Savage Flair WrestleMania 8. I cannot argue with that, because no one remembers that match even happened. And it's arguably, in a vacuum. And you got to remember, Macho and Savage, both in their 40s in that match. Early 40s, but 40s. The main attraction of that show is Hogan Sid, for reasons I don't understand. And I have to wonder. And we talked about it earlier. I love listening to Bruce Prichard's podcast, and people might listen to that and say, well, he's just full of shit. Well, it might be true. Most wrestling personalities are, but he's a phenomenal storyteller. One of the best. I don't give a shit what anyone says. The crowd wanted Hogan Flair at WrestleMania 8, kiss my ass. That is what the crowd wanted. Didn't do well in house shows. Blah, blah, blah. It's an impossible thing to factor, because, okay, it didn't do well at house shows. Your attendance at regular shows wasn't doing well either. So how do you compare the two? I think they did a Madison Square Garden show, which actually Filter Free Podcast 2 years ago actually watched the Hogan Flair Madison Square Garden match, and the crowd reaction that was there was good. But you could tell with their camera angle, the crowd, it was not a sellout by any stretch of imagination. So I think what happened was they didn't sell out Madison Square Garden, and they just assume Madison Square Garden means, oh, no one's going to like this. And I have a very hard time believing they sold out the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana, God's country, with Hogan and Sid and Macho and Savage, and they couldn't have sold it out with Hogan and Flair. I don't believe that. That, to me, it's their biggest, and Moose is right. To me, it's Matthew's right. It's their biggest throwaway title match ever in WrestleMania. It's also their biggest missed opportunity. If they could have done, I'm not saying Hogan Flair was going to turn the business around in 92, because it just wasn't. It was too far gone. But I think Hogan and Flair, if they weren't going to do it with Sid, right? I think Hogan and Flair could have been the avenue to end up turning Hogan heel, is through Flair. What that means, I don't know. But Flair is a strong enough personality that he could have pulled it off, no matter his role in the situation. But yeah, I will never understand. Business metrics aside, and again, I don't believe for a minute they were doing that match at house shows and it underperformed. I don't believe it. I don't understand how you have the charisma, the star power of Hogan, the promo and in-ring work of Ric Flair, knowing we did the same thing at WrestleMania 5 with Savage and how well it worked, and you didn't think Hogan and Flair could draw. I don't get it. I don't believe it. I'm going to be completely honest with you, sitting here with talking to you guys right now. I believe Hogan thought, the crowd was turning on him. Let's lead with that. But I believe with the crowd turning on Hogan, he was afraid that the crowd was going to side with Flair. Is my thought, my conspiracy theory. Otherwise, you cannot convince me there was any business metric that would tell me that match shouldn't have happened. I do not get it. Not to mention Hogan and Sid, two guys that can't work together at a WrestleMania main event. What? What else we got in this chat? Imagine if he had agreed to stay with AWA, we definitely would be still in a territorial era. Let's come back to that, Moose. I got some shit for that. Shortly after he drops it back to Flair, who shortly drops it to Brett. That's correct. They could have had Hogan carry that belt from 7 all the way to 8, drop it to Flair at 8. This player can drop it to Brett when they wanted. It would have been Flair. It wouldn't have been Hogan. It wouldn't have been. Okay, you're correct. Okay, I got you. This question here. Hogan stays with the AWA and does not leave in 83. Let's start with how we got there. How did Hogan leave the AWA? I don't think enough people understand the territories WWF version of events, right? Because of who they own footage of. They would have you believe the territories was world class, Jim Crockett Promotions, the WWF, AWA, pretty much that's it, right? Who they own the footage of? Mid-South, which for the most part, I think they own Florida now, which for the most part, hard to argue. Those are certainly the biggest regional players in 1983. And it's, again, Portland can make a claim, but they're not doing the business. They're not making the amount of shows everyone else is doing. Wrestling from Hollywood had made a little bit of a return in 79, 80, But LaBelle will end up selling to Vince in 83, 84, somewhere in that time span. But I don't think people understand what AWA had at their disposal. And if they would have had, I don't even want to shit on Vern Gagne. If they would have had someone, people need to understand, Vern started wrestling in 1948. Okay. It's 1983. And again, the regional wrestling mindset, he is the star of his own promotion. Again, not weird. Most promoters did that. Because that promoter knows he's not going to abandon him. But Vern Gagne retires champion. He beats Nick Bockwinkel. And I want to say if he wasn't 60, he was close. He might have been 58. But at the time, AWA talent-wise is loaded. Look, they got Hogan. They got Nick Bockwinkel, who's vastly underrated. They at one point they had Andre, they had Tito, they had Jesse Ventura, they had Adrian Adonis. They're loaded to bear. And Hogan is right. He had wrestled in Memphis as Terry Boulder, and then you got Florida until we trained in Florida till Hiro Matsuda broke his leg. And he gets to AWA, and I'm not even sure if Hogan or anyone knew the reason why, but the crowd just takes to him immediately. They make him the guy. But what I think people don't realize fully is the TV footprint AWA had. So they had Minneapolis, Twin Cities, St. Paul, but they had Wisconsin, they had Chicago, they had most of Illinois, they had northern Indiana and central Indiana because of Dick the Bruiser, who ran his own territory until 83. They had the Dakotas, they had Iowa, they had Nebraska, they had parts of Nevada, including Las Vegas, Northern California, and Denver, and I think northern New Mexico, which, again, 1981, 82, 83, that television footprint is insanity. That's national before national was the thing. AWA was national before the WWF, for the most part. They were national on a geographical footprint with 50%, or, well, maybe not that much. We'll say 35 to 40% of the contiguous United States. Pretty much from Indiana out west. They were on television. What they didn't know how to do, and again, television had been around since the debuted in the late 30s. Everyone had a TV by the 50s, late 50s. And regional television stations, everyone hears the joke. We had three channels when I was growing up. All three of them had wrestling. One of the national channels was the Dumont Network, had wrestling from Chicago, which is where Vern Gagne got his start and became nationally famous. And also he got famous in the wrestling world because he wanted, how did this work out? They wanted the NWA. I believe, if I'm getting this wrong, I want someone to correct me because I think I'm getting this right, but I could be wrong. The NWA wanted to make Vern Gagne oh, he mooned you. I thought he pulled out his penis earlier. The NWA wanted to make Vern Gagne the NWA champion or a contender too. And because of his pedigree, being an Olympic wrestler and a professional football player and all those things, Lou Thesz did not want to give up that title to Vern Gagne. Maybe it was the U.S. title. I could be wrong. It might have been the U.S. title. So Vern says, fuck that, and goes and does his own thing, buys into, at the time it was wrestling, was it from the Rainbow Arena in Chicago? Buys it with Wally Carbo. And eventually, over a few years, they developed the AWA. So really, they developed the AWA as a middle finger to the NWA, who Vern got frustrated because the NWA wanted to make him, I can't remember if it was world champion or junior heavyweight, one of the two. At the time, the junior heavyweight champion was just as big as the heavyweight nationally. But Luthez didn't want to do it and refused to put him over. So they just said, yeah, we're not doing that. So Vern was like, well, okay, fuck that. I'm going to go do my own thing. So he gets with Wally Carbo, starts the AWA out of Minneapolis, St. Paul. He becomes the first AWA champion. And he is absolutely huge in the Midwest. He's a Midwest guy, born and raised in Minnesota, went to World War II, was a war hero, played for the Packers and the Bears. You know, wrestling, I don't think people understand how big of television stars amateur wrestlers, Olympic wrestlers, and boxers were back in the 50s. Like, boxers and amateur wrestlers were bigger than most baseball players, not named Mickey Mantle, Ted Williams, right? They're right there. And Vern Gagne was one of those guys. Vern Gagne, one of the first people to be put on a Wheaties box. So he makes, you know, the AWA. They have this ridiculously huge television footprint for the time. And that, like, it wasn't like he just developed that footprint in the 80s. They had it since the late 60s. And they get Hogan. And again, at this time, they had Bobby Heenan. They had Gene Hokerland. They had Jesse Ventura. They had Adrian Adonis. They had, I think the Wild Samoans may have been there at the time. Tito Santana. All the names you would see in the AWA, you saw, or in the WWF, you saw in the AWA first. Lord Alfred Hayes. And they get Hogan. And I think it was 81. Hogan came in, 82, somewhere in there. And Hogan, through his Japanese tours, his work in the AWA, and his Rocky movie performance, Hogan becomes an overnight sensation. The AWA crowd is ready to make Hogan. And Moose, I want to get this in here. Vern was in line for the world title with the board of the NWA. That's right. So was it Moose? Was it the board or Thez? Because I've heard it was Thez. I heard the board was ready to put it on Vern, but Thez stepped in. I could be wrong. You might be right. I could be wrong. Here we go. Bruce's Territory, my home state. Actually, I have the book on this territory. I need to read it. Yeah, they ran until 87, until they went under. Oh, yeah, Matthew, Moose, Efren, you guys are doing it. Thank you, Matthew. So here's the whole basis of this half an hour of rambling I've been doing with the AWA. I always put the AWA over every chance I get. I'm a Midwest guy. Hogan doesn't leave and go to the WWF in 83. Well, let's look at first why he left, because that's important. Why did Hogan leave the AWA in 83 and go to the WWF? Well, first of all, the money, of course. At this time, Vince is doing the national exposure. So money, potential money, national exposure. Hogan goes to the WWF. Vern can't compete. And Hogan knows that. Even if Vern would have tried to negotiate and compete, he can't. He's got, as they say, he had the golden goose. Also, again, Vern, it's a shame. This was the first sign of Vern losing touch, because Vern's got the guy. And Vern knows it. Vern's not dumb. He knew that. Hogan goes to Japan. And Hogan's making mega bucks in Japan. Hogan's huge in Japan by 83. Vern wants a piece of Vern's Japan money, which is like, why? Right? And then also, Vern was merchandising Hulk Hogan's t-shirts while he was out of the country in Japan and not cutting in Hogan. All of those things, there's one more thing, but all of those things make Hogan a little leery. But even with all those things happening, with the money, I should say, his merchandising, his Japan, I agree with Hogan. If I'm making buku bucks in Japan because I got myself over, you ain't getting none of it. That ain't how that works. That's not happening. Merchandising, also get. You're selling my shit. You're not giving me a cut. Say somehow you could find it in your heart to look through all that. 1983, Hogan is feuding with Nick Bockwinkel. An AWA, before the days of pay-per-view and closed circuit, had a pay-per-view, a massive house show, live event. Oh, what the hell was the name of that called? Super Sunday. AWA Super Sunday. And this event, again, it's hard to tell what is and is not the truth in wrestling stories. But in the AWA documentary that WWF did, so again, grain of salt, but the story is, and it was verified by Greg Gagne, I think Nick Bockwinkel, and Hogan. They were going to put the belt on Hogan, because again, they knew it was coming, but the money was what was screwing it up. So they do what we now lovingly know as a dusty finish. So there's interference of some sort. I can't remember the finish of the match. I've watched it, but I can't remember the finish of the match exactly. Hogan, by the way, this has been going on for 14 and a half minutes, this match. Hogan wins by pinfall, I think. And then it's called back due to the referee. There was a ref bump, and Hogan threw Bockwinkel over the top rope, which in most territories was illegal at the time. I'm gonna be completely honest. I wouldn't hate it if it was illegal today. I wouldn't. I actually kind of like that rule. Like, I don't know why we think. I don't know what point we thought we should be allowed to just get away with just like manslaughter in a wrestling ring, but all those things, and allegedly, the decision to not go with Hogan and to Dusty finish it, which I say that jokingly because Dusty finish wasn't a term yet, but to go with the Dusty finish with Hogan was last second. And I really do believe, all the money part aside, I believe not putting the belt on Hogan on that Super Sunday show was the last straw. Because now he knows, well, not only is he trying to take my money, but if we ever have a disagreement, Vern has shown no issue with just not going with me. So I think all of those things led to Hogan jumping ship. Now, the question is, what happens if Hogan doesn't? So we've established why it really happened. So let's say they come to an agreement on Hogan's Japan money. They come to an agreement on Hogan's Rocky money. Or better yet, let's just say Vern doesn't ask for it, because I don't know what the agreement would be. I did all these things on my own, but I'll pay you. Like, I don't get that. With the talent AWA had, again, nobody left AWA until Hogan left. That's when Heenan left. That's when Okerlund left. Ventura left. Tito left. I think Martel left. No, Martel stayed for another year or two. but eventually he left. Because you got to think later in the 80s, again, they have Martel, they have Tito, they're getting regular bookings from Andre, but my guess if Hogan stays, that stops. But you got Jesse Ventura, you got Gene Oakland, you got Bobby Heenan. They're 2 years away from getting Kurt Hennig. Scott Hall debuts in 86. 87, you get the Midnight Rockers. Buddy Rose comes in. The Road Warriors come in. The Freebirds come. Like, I don't mean to sound exaggerative, but there's a very good chance with how wrestling went with Hogan in the WWF and the presentation. There's a very good chance if Hogan stays in the AWA. We're talking about we're playing AWA No Mercy right now. Now, granted, another part of that conversation that we don't have to think about or consider is there was no one in AWA that knew how to run a proper business the way that we would run it today. Television, all the other stuff, merchandising, video games. That's a first. I just had to ban our first guy in the comment. Dude, like we've had to, let's do this. We've had this talk before. Do not come on this show and just be a jackass for the sake of being a jackass. Don't come on here to argue with people and be a dick and just say mean things to people. That's not what the show's about. So yeah, you can see it in the comments here in the corner. He's been banned. And pardon my language, fuck that guy. If you have nothing better to do with your time than do shit like that, just don't even bother coming on here. This is not the place for that content. We're not doing that on this show. This is a positive space, positive mindset, positive to people. Period. Not putting up with it. Anyway, back to the game. So yes, if Hogan stays in 83 and becomes AWA world champion, because now you have to think about this aspect of it too. WWF doesn't get Hogan, who they go after. So I've heard, if it wasn't Hogan, there was 3 options that the WWF wanted. And all 3 of these could start a whole nother conversation about territories, what could have been. So if they couldn't get Hogan, the 3 stories I've heard, or the 3 options I've heard, Dusty Rhodes was number 2 by a mile. Vince said if he didn't want Hogan, he wanted Dusty. But in 83, Dusty's doing Starrcade for Jim Crockett Promotions. He's booking. He's one of the guys. That ain't happening. Kerry Von Erich is another one I've heard. If he couldn't get Hogan, he wanted Kerry Von Erich. And what was the third one? There was 3. Dusty, Kerry, and who was the other one? Was it Flair? No, it wasn't Flair. And now I can't remember. It's going to upset me. But Dusty and Kerry for sure. And again, those 2 names, jumping ship to the WWF, would again set just a cataclysm of circumstances that would be impossible to sit here and map out. I would love to try, but yet there's no way to foresee the circumstance of what would have happened there. And also, there's this: Hogan stays in the AWA. Who beat Superstar Billy Graham for the world title? If Hogan doesn't come in and beat the Iron Sheik, is that where Superfly Jimmy Snuka sneaks in a world title reign? I don't know. But in that whole scenario, now, unfortunately, 83 is the year where he murdered someone. But all that aside, if you were going to do it with no Hogan, it's probably 83. Because who else? Who are the baby faces in WWF in 83? Backlund's gone. You got Snuka. Morocco's a heel. He's a way better heel, by the way. Macho Man's still in 83, and ICW closed, so he's in Memphis with Lawler. Just going to reverse everything. That's cool. Moose-a-Don says, Kerry and Dusty were the top two. They were also looking at Sergeant Slaughter or Flair. Alternative to that is keep Backlund around. But Backlund was already gone. He was in Japan by 83. Or was 83 the weird stint he did in Georgia? Because he wrestled for what, the UWFI for a couple years in Japan? I don't like, dude, the Hogan, if Hogan stays in AWA, to me, is the biggest what if in the history of wrestling. Because again, if he does, we are playing AWA No Mercy right now. But again, that also assumes Vern Gagne hires somebody to run a business. And again, here's another thing. 4 years from Hogan leaves, he gets a guy named Eric Bischoff. There's so many what ifs in the Hogan AWA debacle. Debacle is the proper word. Because AWA, because of Vern's stubbornness, arguably lost, well, not arguably, they lost one of the top three biggest wrestling stars of all time. Well, I can't know if again, with The Rock and Cena and Austin sense, top five, I think you could say safely. But I mean, arguably one of the most consequential, influential wrestlers of all time. I think we can say that safely. But just a series of bad decisions by the AWA, capped off with them pulling out of St. Paul for Lord knows what reason, and deciding to film their television shows out of the showboat in Las Vegas. Is again, we could sit here and talk about all the different ways Jim Crockett Promotions could have done this, could have done that, save money. That's all ultimately did him under. All these things. And you're right. But man, the AWA, talent-wise, again, television footprint-wise, now granted, Jim Crockett would have surpassed them eventually because of WTBS. Because they were legit national. So there was only a handful of networks in the 80s, and it was WTBS, WGN, and I believe NBC, ABC, and CBS were still broken up regionally at the time. It may have just been WGN and TBS. And here's what I mean when I say ABC, CBS, and NBC were broken up regionally. At night during the primetime hours, nationally, you would see the same shows. So Johnny Carson, Ed Sullivan, 60 Minutes, whatever the case is, right? During the day and in going into the early evening, it was localized television programming on those three stations. WTBS and WGN throughout the day, if I was watching the Braves, probably the best example, but if I'm watching the Andy Griffith Show on TBS in Atlanta, I can fly to Denver and watch the Andy Griffith Show on WTBS in Denver. It was the same in the country, no matter where it was. where as far as the three majors still had regional television programming at the time. And I don't know exactly when that changed. It's not too much longer after this. But AWA, if they could have found a way to get either a national television deal with either WGN, which again, Vern, huge in Chicago. It's where he kind of got famous when he was still in the NWA, wrestling out of the Rainbow Arena for the Dumont Network. Vern had the name recognition in the area. Could have. Let's say, Georgia goes WTBS. If AWA goes WGN and the WWF have to build their national presence by going regional network by regional network by regional network, that's a lot of money. But AWA keeps Hogan. See, I love to think about a time where we could have watched a wrestling war that would have been the WWF with their guy Dusty Rhodes, Jim Crockett Promotions with their guy Ric Flair, and the AWA with their guy Hulk Hogan. Because here's the other questions we have. Guys not in the three major territories at the time, in 83. Where does Randy Savage go? Where does Jerry Lawler go? Where do the Road Warriors go? Where do the Freebirds go first? Because actually the Freebirds debuted in World Class later in the year, in 83, and spark the biggest wrestling feud, arguably the next 3 years. Freebirds and Von Erichs. And again, a territory loaded with talent, lacked a businessman. Fritz Von Erich, phenomenal promoter, phenomenal booker. When it came to the cutting edge promotional tactics of television, he wasn't on the ball. He just wasn't. I think time proves that. But that I think was much frustrating about the WWF national expansion. If you're a wrestling historian nerd like I am, is WWF went national, wrestling became mainstream. It is what we know today, and all of us, I'm going to be 41 at the end of the month. I still enjoy it. I've been watching it for 36 years. But we were this close. We were 3 decisions close away to this day, still having regional territories, which wrestling, in my opinion, was meant to be a regional promotional system. It was never meant to be national or international for that matter. I think wrestling going national hurt it a great deal. And I'll give you an example. Andre the Giant, throughout his entire career, was, the equivalent of, I don't know if Babe Ruth is the proper comparison with Andre the Giant in wrestling in the 70s and early 80s. He came through so little, so sporadically, that when Andre showed up for a battle royal, or he's going to wrestle the top heel or challenge for a world title but get screwed out of it somehow, whatever the case is, that show's going to sell out because you're going to see Andre twice a year until the WWF in 1984-85. I wonder how different Big Show's career is if we still would have had a regional territory in 1995 and he could have just floated around and he could have worked with Hogan in WCW, and then let's say he goes to Portland for a little bit and wrestles with Scotty Flamingo, and then he's going to go to ECW and he's going to feud with the Sandman or Ron Simmons or Terry Funk, and then he's going to go to what was around back then, New Jersey Pro Wrestling, and then he's going to make an appearance in WWF for 6 months in 1997 and wrestle with Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels. And then he's going to just, you get my point. And then he's going to go to Mexico. He's going to go to Japan. You get my point. Big Show's career trajectory changes. And I truly believe in a regional territory aspect. The Big Show, if you only see him once every year and a half to 2 years, Big Show absolutely becomes one of the most dominant figures in wrestling history. He's up there with Andre. Because that's what made Andre special, was his sporadicness. Not that we saw him all the time. I think you could put Haku or Meng in that same boat. I think you could put Goldberg in that same boat. You know, some wrestlers, a lot of them are in this ring. Road Dogg is entertaining enough. He's good enough in the ring. He can get away with being on TV every week. Billy Gunn, same thing. Kurt Angle, same thing. Rikishi, promo not the strongest. Size is good. Maybe Rikishi's meant to be more on a regional television schedule. Just an opinion. I think wrestling was built and made and would still thrive in a regional setting, not national. I think the reason, and we'll do this too. Let's do this. I believe if wrestling was still built on a national, regional level, and we still had tape trading, and wrestling fans cheerleading for their local promotions, the tribalism we see today would not exist, because we wouldn't be trying to tell you how wrong you are for believing someone else or following someone else. We would tell you, I understand you guys see this. I see this. I'm going to send you this tape so you can see this. I want to share it with you. And then I want you to send your tape of your stuff so you can share it with me. That's what tape trading. I came in right at the end of tape trading. Let me say I was old enough to know what it was right at the end of tape trading. So like 95, 96. King of the Death Match was the last tape I ever traded for. I still have it to this day. The Cactus Jack Terry Funk one. King of the Death Match, FMW. I still have it. That VHS tape. I think if that mentality still existed in wrestling, you wouldn't see the online hatred, tribalism, horse shit that chases everyone off you see today. Thoughts on Road Dogg no longer with the WWE? Well, we're playing a game from 2000 and he's on it. So outside of a couple years, we wrestled for TNA or had a couple years off for the most part, I don't have many thoughts. They just promoted someone else on their writing staff to the, I don't remember her job title, main head writer or main producer. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, Road Dogg getting let go. And then this writing room change. I don't have thoughts. I think I'll say this, I'm surprised it's Road Dogg. I've met Road Dogg a few times. Super nice guy. I've talked to him. Really nice guy. Creative guy. Funny guy. I'm surprised. And I'm by the way, I'm so sick and tired of going on Twitter and reading comments like, I knew when I saw Road Dogg on WWE Unreal that this was going to happen, as if Road Dogg on Unreal and everyone else on Unreal is not putting on a character in a show. Like, you're not some true crime detective. You didn't figure it out first. It's a character on television. Road Dogg is legitimately, and I know what you saw on television, on Unreal. I know what you saw. So I was saying with Triple H and Bruce Pitchford. I haven't met Bruce yet. I want to. I hope to. I have met Road Dogg, and he's legit. All Road Dogg wants to do is be around people and tell stories and laugh. That's all he wants to do. So I don't have anything negative to say about Road Dogg at all. I just think it was his time. I think it was time for a shakeup. And I won't even sit here and say I think that Road Dogg's tenure in the WWE's come to an end. Because I don't think that. I think he's going to take a couple months, year off, kind of, spend time with the family, shake the rust out, let the brain kind of settle, come up with new ideas. And then he'll be back year and a half, 2 years. I believe that. Until he's ready to hang it up and retire and call it a day. And I don't think he's there yet. So I don't really have any thoughts. Moose has more. Road Dogg walked out after his review. He apparently wasn't happy there from what I've read. So Moose, you're a giant nerd like me, and you see how big the WWE writers room is. Now, we haven't seen any indication what NXT's looks like, and I'll make my point on that cross-pollination here in a second. So the WWE writing room for Raw and SmackDown is absolutely massive. There's 25 people in there. The reason why I say I don't know what NXT's looks like is because Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg are the same generation, kind of the same professional mindset. And I wonder if Shawn's in a writer's room with 3 or 4 people and Road Dogg's in one with 25. I wonder if that's why Road Dogg wasn't happy, but yet Shawn seems to hang and stick around. Maybe it's just too much, too many people. I don't know. I just don't. It's odd. Again, of all the people, Road Dogg being the one, it's just weird. Like I don't understand it. Not that I'm supposed to. I'm not in the room, right? But it's just weird. It's Road Dogg. I was just surprised by that. And I wonder what his review would have been. Again, we're playing a video game from 2000 and he's on it. Like he's been with the company more or less nonstop since 1996. Like, what was his review? You know what I mean? It's not like he doesn't understand how it works. Works there in the WWE. I don't know. I don't think he's done though. I think he'll be back. Year and a half, 2 years. He'll be back. Actually, Road Dogg may do better in a NXT setting with younger talent, less people. We won. What? 2 tries. Like 40 minutes of this bullshit. I don't know of a better way to end this night than to beat the New Age Outlaws with Kurt Angle and Rikishi. Should we see let's watch the next promo spot. See where we're going. Let's save. Let's see where we're going. And then we're going to end the night. Actually, we're not going to come back next week because we're not playing this next week. We're playing Revenge. X-Pac with a belt. What belt he got? Intercontinental. X-Pac was never Intercontinental Champion. What is happening? I'm bet X-Pac was never Intercontinental Champion. What are we doing? So that's it. Next week, WCW NWO Revenge. I will get a working copy. I've also ordered the strategy guide. That's on his way. Let's turn that off. Let's read a couple more comments before we head out for the night. This has been great, you guys. Thank you. Road Dogg is a throwback. Look at his history, where he comes from. He gets wrestling from a fundamental base. He's not cut out for the corporate machine that WWE has become. But see, but Road Dogg was there when they went public. but he left in 2002, right, with TNA, and was gone for quite a while. When did he come back with Billy Gunn and won the tag titles? Was that like 2017? Somewhere in there? Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's a possibility. I mean, he's an Armstrong, right? Outside of Scott, which, by the way, we forgot Scott on our greatest referees ever. Like, I would say most of the Armstrongs, unfortunately, with the exception of maybe Bob, were not meant for the national stage. We found out the hard way Brad was not. Apparently, Brad wasn't even meant for the WCW stage. And I'm not saying that to be negative. I love Brad. I love watching Brad Armstrong. What I mean by apparently Brad Armstrong wasn't meant for the national stage is WCW clearly had no idea how to use Brad Armstrong because they try to make him the Arachne Man and the Candy Man and not Brad Armstrong. Like if Brad Armstrong, and they tell you, bro, Brad can't talk, so don't make him. Like in WCW, 3 years later, you guys got Dean Malenko over, who didn't say a word. He just looked in the camera and would say like one more, or Rey Mysterio, you're next, or Eddie Guerrero, come get it. Like, that's what he said. And you guys got him over. He won the United States title, the Cruiserweight, television, tag team title. The only belt he didn't win was the World Heavyweight. You guys got him over. But you couldn't get Brad over? Brad was just as good in the ring as Dean was. I don't know. Scott. Or not Scott, Steve. Which one was in the oh God, I forgot it. Wild-Eyed Southern, who was in Wild-Eyed Southern Boys? Was it Steve? Steve Armstrong? With Tracy Smothers? He was great in the ring. It's a family trait. Thank you, Steve. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, because, I mean, Bob never went national. The last time we saw him was on Smoky Mountain. I mean, I guess. But here's my only thing. Road Dogg's background is very similar to Jeff Jarrett's. And Jarrett's doing just fine. Now, granted, Jarrett usually has a position of more consequence, running his own company, surely helped his tenure. I don't know. Road Dogg will be back though. Again, I think he'll take a break. He'll be back for a year and a half, 2 years. He'll be back. And by the way, Michael Hayes has been with the company since 1995. He's been there for 31 years. Is Michael Hayes the longest tenured employee right now in the WWE? Yeah, Bob Armstrong went national TV, but I mean, it's brief though. It was a year and a half, if. But let's end the show with this. Is Michael Hayes the longest tenured employee in WWF right now? Or WWE? Triple H came in after. Came in after Michael Hayes. Whoa. Think about that as we end the night. Ladies and gentlemen, a night that started with technical difficulties. Couldn't get the NES to work for pro wrestling. You guys hung in there. We played No Mercy. Hung out in the chat. Great conversation. Great questions. I love unfolding the brain and showing you guys just how big of a nerd I am. I enjoyed a great deal. And remember, next week, WCW NWO Revenge is what we'll be playing, and I cannot wait to play this game. For one, the cover art. Hogan, world champion. Nash, world champion. Goldberg, world champion. Raven. What happened there? if I could find a way to email some people and get Eric Bischoff on this show to ask him, what is this? What happened to Raven? What about Raven? We'll make it happen. Again, it's not official. I literally just came into my head. Don't get excited. We're going to start Revenge next week. N64. Every week I come on and I do this show, and you guys come in the comments and you overperform and you give me stuff to talk about. You ask me great questions. You make me think. You come up with these scenarios that make me think stuff out. Could not be more grateful for you guys. I want you guys to have a great weekend. We will see you next Friday when we start WCW NWO Revenge for the N64. Until then, have a great weekend. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your family. And as you saw me talk about earlier, people in the comments, don't put up with unnecessary bullshit. Nip it in the bud. See you next week right here. Bash on the buttons.